voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily or use the MyMGN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
I'd like to thank all our clients, our valued taxpayers, the people that we serve as we collect revenue for building our nation. I thank you very much for the questions you have sent through this program of Buuza Commissioner. On behalf of URA, I would like to pledge that we are committed and we will continue to answer all the questions that you ask through this platform. The whole purpose for this program is to ensure that your pain points, your questions are efficiently responded to. So I would like to encourage all our taxpayers who have questions to ask to please utilize this program that we are running on UBC, that will be receiving your questions through the numbers that you've been given, and URA will be available to answer these questions every Monday and every Wednesday during the 8 o'clock news bulletin. And then on Sunday, after the news, we'll have a full response to all the questions that will have come in during the week. I thank UBC for supporting us in reaching our taxpayers, and I thank our taxpayers for responding positively to this program. Thank you very much.
Buuza Commissioner.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
A very good morning to you. Eventful week. It has been eventful month. It has been. Today is the 30th of January. The month is coming to its end. Tomorrow will be the last day of January. And congratulations to all the winners of the elections and petitions at that. From entertainment to politics, mostly known as Nubian Lee, now Buken Ali, is the mayor of Nakawa Division. And indeed, congratulations to all the winners of this election cycle that has been, which ends on the 4th of February, which will be next week. Once again, good morning. But also you've noticed that for the most part of the morning, music that has been playing has been that of Radio and Weasel. It's in paying tribute to Radio, who was born on the 25th of January in the year 1983 and passed away, unfortunately, on 1st February 2018. And this week has been that of remembering him, paying tribute to him, and remembering the gift that he left for Uganda as a musician. It's been indeed an eventful week, but welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Uganda, the Friday edition. My name is Julie F. Nantaba, and we're starting off with another event, definitely, that's taking place today. Today, the 30th of January, PLE results 2025 will be released at State House by the Minister of Education and Sports, that is Mama Janet Kataha Museveni. And we want to look at the PLE 2025, what parents, teachers, learners should expect, and all stakeholders. It's a conversation that we're starting the show with and starting this morning with, so be part of it. 0709 602 592. Now, to look at some of the statistics, according to the Uganda National Examinations Board, a total of 8,118 candidates registered for the 2025 PLE, making it a 2.5 increase from 2024, which had 797,444 candidates register in that year, 2024. And in 2025, of those that registered, 428,398 were girls, while 389,589 were boys, continuing the trend of female candidates slightly outnumbering their male counterparts at primary level. Now, I'm curious to know why it's a continuous trend, but the good news is I'm not alone in studio, and to get us to all these facts, insights as well, are powerful educators. That is Senabulia Francis, head teacher of Kampala City Grammar, and Mary Goreti Nakabugo, who is from Uwezo, Uganda, here in studio to speak to us about this particular conversation. Engage, ask that question, share your opinion, share your experience as well as a learner. If you're still at home, definitely so. If you're still at home and you're able to watch the show this morning, share your experience. As a parent, as a teacher, share your experience. 0709 602 592. Good morning, Senabulia.
Good morning, Madam Florence.
It's a pleasure having you this morning.
It's a pleasure to be with you here too.
Indeed.
Yes.
Good morning, Nakabugo.
Yeah, good morning, Julie.
It's a pleasure having you this morning.
Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting us.
Right. And I'll start from your experiences as educators, starting with you, ma'am. What has been your experience and analysis over the past years when it comes to primary leaving examinations? Just paint that picture for us.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think as you have quoted, I think every year we have seen an increment, largely an increment of learners, number of learners who are registering for the PLE, save for the year when we had a setback of COVID-19. But over the years it has been an increment. But also over the years we have seen that the number of girls registering to sit for the exam has outnumbered the boys. It has been kind of a steady increase. But when it comes to the performance, yes, we see girls and boys at par, but when you analyze deeper, for example, if you look at the number of Division 1s, you tend to get than girls. Also, when you analyze also the ungraded are the ones who cannot qualify to be admitted to secondary and so on. Again, you see that you have more girls in ungraded compared to boys. So there is that gender gap. There has also been, over the years, a gap between the rural and urban. And rural-urban, I'm not only talking about Kampala or Wachiso, but even when you go to up-country districts, let's talk about Mbarara, for example. You have the city and then the district. Again, the performance, the good performance when you talk about Division 1s, Division 2s, they tend to be concentrated more in the urban areas than in the rural areas. You also tend to get more students passing in grade 2, Division 2, which is not really bad. And I think this is one of the advice somehow I could give, if you permit me, that we tend to focus so much on the Division 1, yet very few. I mean, the percentage of young people passing in Division 1 is slightly much lower than the Division 2, than Division 3. It's good. We celebrate those who get Division 1s because it also determines the type of school one gets admitted to. But even the Division 2s and Division 3, as we know, they also qualify and get admitted. It depends on how the schools, the secondary schools, actually handle the young people or the children. But even Division 2, 3, we celebrate we celebrate them. Because they also qualify, and parents should focus on them and being realistic and looking for schools which they can afford to pay fees and support the children, but also support the schools, because that partnership is very, very, very important. The stakeholder engagement in schools. So basically, I think. As I've said, I think what we may expect, I wouldn't be surprised if there has been an improvement in terms of, because that has been the trend. For example, if we look at the 2024 performance, I think like in 2023, about 88% qualified for secondary education, and in 2025, it increased to 91% or 92%. So I think that is going to be a gradual increment because the system is also gradually recovering from the effects of COVID-19. So I wouldn't be surprised that there is improvement. But still, I think where things might still be stuck is in the percentage of the ungradeds. And sometimes we tend to think that the ungraded really is a failure. It's not. An exam is a once-off thing. It's a once-off thing, and anything can happen, really. So the way the parents or the guardians or caretakers, they need to give that emotional support to the children in that category. Right. It's not the end of the world.
Indeed. I thank you for that profound and detailed analysis that you've displayed on there. And a lot to ask in there that I'll be coming back to you. Right. But let me come back to Senablia to just tell us your experience over the years as an educator, your analysis over the years. What have you seen with the trends when it comes to primary living examinations?
Thank you very much, Julie. I wouldn't be very different from what Madame Nakabugo has told us. There's been an improvement in the kind of grades that we produce at P7 level. But I want to also say that we have had a trend of having children reducing from primary 1, those who are recruited in primary 1, as they get to top classes, you find that there is that reduction. And sometimes you wonder why there is that dropout of children. But so many other factors which could be causing the children not to reach the outcomes of the primary education. Some transfer, others decide to go and start businesses, especially those areas. So PLE per se has been improving. Only that even the trend of examining the learners has also been changing. You find that the question is quite different from the question. Yeah, there is more of competence-based assessment these days, as compared to the recall or knowledge questions that used to be in the past. So it means that today the teaching has to change so that we can prepare our learners to be able to understand the content that they have been given, so that they can be able to apply that knowledge, so that they can be able to pass their PLE examination very, very well. And the assessment, as we get along in classes, as we teach, we need to encourage our teachers not to teach recall questions, but to expect these teachers to encourage the children to understand the content and be able to apply that knowledge. Because with competence-based assessment, the child must be able to understand the content, apply to their knowledge, so that they can be able to pass the examinations very well.
Very profound at that. You're watching UBC TV. In case you're just joining us, you're welcome. Thank you so much for watching the show and being part of it as well. What we're looking at is the fact that PLE results will be released today. PLE results from the year 2025 will be released today. And we're just chewing here and there on what parents can expect, learners as well as schools. And we have this conversation with authority that is meant to speak to this particular conversation. Senablia Francis, the head teacher of Kampala City Grammar, and Mary Goretti Nakabugo, who is from Uwezo, Uganda, profound educators with experience and a plethora of knowledge to speak into this matter. But be part of the show, 0709-602-592. Now I'll come to you, Ma'am Nakabugo. If you, from Uwezo's perspective, how much of a role do you think the new curriculum is playing in the way exams are being set for primary pupils? Because primary, it's pupils and then thereafter students.
Right. Yeah. Or we can use the learners thing. It's kind of unifying. All right. So from 2020, across the region in East Africa, but specifically in Uganda, we transitioned to a competence-based curriculum. But we started with A-level or lower secondary school curriculum. But at the same time, if you look at the primary school curriculum, the existing one, apparently the primary school curriculum is also being reviewed, and hopefully, maybe 2027 or 2028 or beyond, we will see a fully CBC primary school curriculum rolled out. But that said, even the existing primary school curriculum, as Mr. Senabulia has explained, actually, it outlines like 16 or 17 competencies that the young people are expected to, or the children are expected to acquire, or that the schools are supposed to nurture or teach. And these competences or skills range from problem solving, creativity, even values are there. Values like integrity, respect, and so on. So that also dictates, I mean, for schools that are really, really careful in terms of not just focusing on the head or the academics or the cramming or rote learning that Mr. Senabulia talked about, there should be, it's expected that there should be that balance, that the children, you are also teaching beyond the academics to these skills that are required beyond school, the skills that are required in life. And every time PLE results have been released, there is that comment that the ED of UNEB, when they are reading the exams, it's almost perpetual, that yes, children did this well, but there was a challenge with problem solving or questions that require interpretation. That has been quite perpetual, really. Much as the questions are there, but actually children struggle so much with going beyond the recalling what the teacher said or what they read in the book, to give a personal interpretation or to think critically. So we still have quite a long time to go. And if you look at, I believe that when you analyze the difference between a child who got Division 1 and Division 2 and Division 3 or 4 and it graded, you are going to see the big differences about how they actually apply the thinking critically.
Yes.
The 1 + 1 = 2, that is kind of standard, but the going beyond that, I think that is what makes a difference.
Is that why they usually say that, those we studied with in school,
yes,
who were topping the class all the time, in our adult lives are the ones who are dealing hard with life, and those who were deemed, in quotes, to probably be slow in class are the ones who are running businesses, owning the monies, running Kampala in terms of status. Could that be part of the information, that those who are deemed to be, slow tend to actually have the critical thinking gift, while those who are deemed to be the sharpest in school, who get the A's, who are top listers, are really onto the cramming method and they're good at it. That's why it's favorable for them. The system is favorable for them at that level.
And I think it's really the whole system is, I don't want to apply blame game, but the whole system is to blame because, the more you focus on something, that is what the teachers and learners will also focus on. The system is so focused on the Division 1. Even Division 1 is not just Division 1, the 4. The 4 in the 4.
Yes.
I mean, you see a child, all of us have been victims with relatives who, you see a child who has done very well, they have 6. And it's as if they have failed because they expected 4 in 4. So getting that 4 in 4 pushes children to really spend like almost 24 hours, even in their sleep. They're trying to cram and remember and reproduce these things on the paper. So it somehow affects the thinking processes and the creativity that the children apply. So the more we focus on the grade, the more we are drawing away or running away from the skills that are required in real life. Right. And that is why I'm saying that when we are looking at these grades, or the performance that we are looking forward to the release of the results later today, all of us who have children there or relatives, let us look beyond the grade, the divisions, and support these children. Let us support the progress that they have made. and tell them, as you have said, Julie, that a Division 1 and a Grade 2 is not what makes a difference in life. What makes a difference in life is what you make use of those grades. Because in real life, they are not going to ask you to calculate things, really.
And from what you've said, kindly allow me interject
Right.
there. It feels like that's one of the causes of the high exam malpractice that we see in schools,
Right.
where we see quite a number of schools' results held because they engaged in some form of exam malpractice. And,
Very true.
and schools are fronting this, going onto TVs to advertise their 4 candidates, those who got 4 points, just so parents can bring more children. And now I'll come to you, Sendablia, because you're now in there at the center of it. You're a head teacher of a primary school, a school that has had candidates since it started, which is profound because many primary schools start with half classes. By the time they get to P7, they've already existed, but it's profound that the school that you head has started with candidates right from its year 1 of operation, which is rather profound and a sign of excellence. So as a head teacher and one at the center of these, what exactly do you seek in this field of education leading the primary school system? Are you seeking their force, their parents, their money, business? What exactly is the mission?
Getting a 4 is not bad. But, you know, when you are in class, nature has it that you have a broad spectrum of a class. You have the slow learners, you have the fast achievers. And this is the natural way we live. And we need to understand and appreciate that all of us cannot be genius. The genius are supposed to be few. So when we are expecting results from learners, we need to understand and appreciate that not all the children who have been taught can be able to produce a 4. And therefore, a child who has got aggregate 8, aggregate 12, first division, they have done very, very, very well. I remember during our times, you'd find that they would take on all the students who have got up to Division 2. Because Division 2 is equally good. Even Division 3 is good. But the problem now we have today is that many schools are demanding for super grades. They're demanding for 4s, they're demanding for 5. And you find that the competition is so stiff to get the children from primary to enter the good secondary schools. I have always said this, that if I were a policymaker, but I'm not one.
Yes.
Would,
but your views are respected,
yes,
and those are watching.
Would completely change the selection process of children coming from primary to join secondary schools. Since naturally we are supposed to be a distribution of abilities, schools should be able to admit children of all abilities.
Right.
Budo, I'm not saying that Budo should do this. Budo should take on the first graders, they should take on the second graders, third graders, even those ones who are trying, so that that school can nurture these children into what they want them to be, so that they can live as a balanced community academically in that school, instead of leaving the non-performers or those who have had low achievement going to specific schools.
Right.
Yes.
And one would pose the question back at you, asking, then where is the quality control? If at all that's their system of quality control, how best do you think, do you suggest
you can control the quality within the school?
Right.
When you have a balanced distribution of abilities. It doesn't, when you are recruiting children in primary schools, especially government schools, you are supposed to take on everybody.
Right.
Because that is the policy. All children should access education. We don't say, you will not come to this school because you are not a performer. We take on everybody. And therefore, this should be the trend all throughout, so that we can have our Ugandan children accessing education. And maybe this is when we are going to have quality control, because everybody will be in charge of ensuring that there is quality education in the system within their schools, so that quality is maintained.
You're watching UBC TV. PLA results 2025 shall be released today. And we're just looking at what stakeholders should expect and analyzing, getting into the depth of this whole matter when it comes to primary leaving examinations here in Uganda. I'm having a conversation with Senabulia Francis, the head teacher of Kampala City Grammar, a school located in Mutundwe, and Mary Goretti Nakabugo, who is from Uwezo, Uganda. But I'm also having it with you, our viewer, on the other side. 0709-602-592. Be part of the conversation and let's learn, unlearn and relearn together. Some of the comments coming through thus far. Good morning. This is Emadit from Soroti. I was inquiring when PLE will be released, or they are already out. It's going to be released today. So make sure that your eyes and ears are on UBC TV to get all the information that you need. Good morning, presenter and panelists, and all the viewers of UBC. I am teacher Bwire Kennedy at St. Lucia Preparatory School in Mubende Municipality. I'm expecting this year's performance to be better than that of 2024, with English and science being the best done. However, there's much need to change our primary curriculum. On that, we shouldn't only focus on pen and paper. At our school, we already started skilling activities right after COVID-19. Thank you very much, Bwire Kennedy, for getting in touch. Good morning, fellow countrymen. I'm Bengtson from Malaba, Tororo. There's a challenge of upcountry schools performing poorly than town counties, and the government has a plan of every parish with a primary school. Why can't they improve on the alert of existing schools, then adding on another problem? I hope I'm getting your question right. I'm not yet comprehending it, but I'm reading it as you sent it. If you could share it in a more comprehensive manner, it would be very, very profound for us to be able to respond effectively. But thank you so much for being on the show. Now, I have two questions that I'd love to pose to the both of you just to get the different perspectives. One, Mr. Senabulia, what is the use of PLE? Why do we do it?
PLE is a terminal examination. It's an examination where children are completing a system which was started 7 years ago. So it is, when you start a system, you must conclude it.
Right.
So it is the assessment period for all those 7 years to see how much the learner has been able to get in, much as it is done quickly, because you find that the examinations are one time. You find that somebody who has been in school for 7 years, you assess him to see how much he has been able to achieve from those 7 years in just a matter of hours, which is not even fair. I think we should have had progressive assessment,
right,
so that at P1 you assess them and you recognize. Maybe one time government wanted to have assessment at P4 level, so that the children who graduate from P4 are the ones who move to P5. I think that could be also a way of breaking this apex assessment for the 7 years. So to get back to your question, PLE is assessment of the learners to end that period of 7 years to find out how much they have been able to achieve in those 7 years.
Interesting that indeed we perhaps could revise how this assessment takes shape. Ma'am Nakabugo, what is the importance of PLE from your perspective?
Well, the PLE is such a milestone, and as Mr. Senabulia has explained, so our education system has different cycles. So you have the primary school cycle, which is 7 years. And of course, those who go through it smoothly, at the end of the 7 years, you want to check what they have acquired. But also remember that not everybody goes through it smoothly. I mean, even when there is automatic promotion,
right.
There's still repetition in some cases. So the PLE in Uganda actually performs a key role of selection. So it is the end of primary into secondary education. So even when we say, oh, we shouldn't so much focus on results or exam results and grades, it's such a key moment which determines where the child transitions to the next cycle, which is secondary has two levels, the first 4 years and then the 2 years before they join tertiary. So it's very, very, very important. And because there are few good schools. So there's that competition for the high-ranking schools, and the grades, as my colleague talked about it, those who are looking at only aggregate 4, 5. So there's that competition. So it marks a difference between what quality of school a child goes to and not. But also, the PLE serves an accountability measure. At one point, I was one of those people who really advocated that, why do we really have a PLE after P7? Why don't we have an automatic transition to secondary education? Actually, countries that have that automatic transition have a very high percentage of children transitioning to secondary education. But for me, the context actually matters. With the attitude to work, for me, I feel now that the PLE pushes the schools at least to teach something. Right. I mean, I have, my organization does a lot of research across the country, but the level of absenteeism in upcountry schools is incredible. In government schools, even absenteeism of head teachers. You go to a school maybe on a Thursday and they haven't seen the head teacher from Monday. They don't know where the head teacher is. So, but towards the PLE, there's that pressure. So if PLE means that at least schools are going to make an effort, that the children are learning something, because when I'm saying learning something, we don't expect children to write something on paper if they didn't learn how to read, or if they didn't learn how to write, or even do basic arithmetic, those the basic operations, those 4 operations in mathematics, and so on. So if schools can strive to get those competences and the children acquire them, the reading, the writing, in preparation for the PLE, as a country we are benefiting. So me, I have a feeling if we remove that PLE, some schools are not going to teach. We have a very negative attitude to work in this country. Right. And that explains sometimes why, if you look at the difference between the performance of private schools and government schools, most of our children are enrolled in UPE schools, like 65% plus. Right. But when you look at the performance, and I expect it the same, that is going to be the same trend, that if you look at Division 1 and Division 2s, the majority are going to come from private schools. But when you look at the kind of accountability that is in place, absenteeism is almost non-existent in private schools, because the parents are paying, the parents are also demanding, the head teachers are there. I don't know how many times my colleague here, Mr. Senabuya, misses going to school. Probably he's there day and night. So, because there is that accountability. So, yes, there is that, I think that there is that talk. I was at one time part of that movement that, oh no, why do we need the PLE? Until we have a measure or something that is going to replace PLE, to make sure that the teachers and schools are working towards something, we have to be very careful. Otherwise, we might have children joining secondary school. And even now, with our WES assessment, I don't know if you've heard of our national learning assessments that we do, we have these tasks which are pegged at primary 2 level for reading and mathematics. But you have like over 10%, sometimes it goes to 20% of children in P7 who cannot do division or read and comprehend a story that is at primary 2 level. Remove the PLE, that percentage is going to increase, because there's nothing that is going to require the system to check whether the teachers or schools have been teaching. Yeah.
Right. And I'll come to Senabuya. So would you just, she has talked about something that's profound. That as Ugandans, we have a very negative culture when it comes to work. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with another educator talking about the time extension that the Ministry of Education gave to schools to start on the 10th as opposed to the 2nd. Yes. And we're trying to look at the time that has been lost.
Almost a week.
Yes, off of the school calendar. Definitely changes the calendar as well as from what it was expected. But also, if you look at time, every minute lost means a lot. And when you check systems abroad, when it comes to just school alone, not work life is so fast-paced. Every hour, every minute is paid for. When you come to Uganda and you look at the work culture, there's a lot of laxity, there's a lot of complacency. People are so laid back, people are relaxed in work systems. And many times you realize that even time is not calculated. One will be like, hey, off, oh, it's okay. But that is money not being earned, and that is our whole economy being affected. And our perspectives as Ugandans tend to be different from what other countries, well, most countries are. And from an educator's perspective, don't you think a culture, a work culture, a competent work culture should be built right from school? And when indeed Ma'am Nakabwa talks about PLE being maintained because it's a point of accountability, totally makes sense. How do you think the school education system in Uganda should align with the real world, especially in terms of something like work culture, attitude towards work?
You're right. They said that you lost it. And that's why government is making an effort to make sure that the teachers are there to deliver. As she has said, in private schools, you must be there so that you're absent from duty, you don't get paid. I think we need to prepare our learners right from primary one to value time, to know that time is an asset, to know that when you've lost time, you've lost it, you never get it. So all the children who are going to school should know that they must be there in time. They should know that when it is time for learning, it is time for learning. When it is time for playing, it is time for playing. When it is time for eating, they go and eat and end that process so that they can go and start on an activity. That cultivation of being time mindful should start right from the grassroots, right from primary, so that the children can appreciate that time is very, very precious, and time is going to be what they are going to follow until they leave this earth. Even when they get to their workplaces, they should know that they are paid for the time they have served, not paid because they have been employed at places. And people will take it for granted that once you've been employed, that is it. Yeah, those are the kind of people who dodge work. They don't get there to work because they think that the moment you are employed, you have it all. And yet, you are supposed to produce. You must be productive. You must have utilization of the time that is allotted for that piece of work to be done. So our learners should be able to appreciate the importance of time right from primary section.
Now, let's go back to the grading system, where, of course, we have D grade 1s, 2, 3, 4, and the ungraded. How can schools and parents help students at each grade, each level? Those who have passed, of course, that's good news. They're going all the way to their dream destinations. Those who have not got what they expected, it's sad, but in one way or the other, they're still moving on. And then those who are ungraded, who are not expecting to move forward. Generally, all these categories, how do schools and teachers, schools and parents, how are they expected to support all these pupils?
Yeah, much as the results are going to differ as they come, according to the kind of candidates that schools submitted, parents and who start the candidates should accept and appreciate the result they have got. And they should not break down because of the kind of results they have got. Because at the end of the day, they have a life to live. Those ones who are going to pass with the distinctions, we congratulate them, and that is very good. And everybody is working towards getting first grades. And those ones who have not been able to get 4s and 5, they put in an effort. They should accept the result that they have got. Because when a race, there is always a winner and there is always a loser. And those ones who have lost it, those who have not been able to get the distinction, those who have not been able to pass in Division 1, they should know and look back how they have been performing, the trend of their performance. Sometimes we get a problem of expecting a lot. One should appreciate the kind of person he is. As I said, not all of us are super performers. There are those ones who are first graders, and then there are those of us who are mediocres. So they should not lose heart because they did not get a first grade. They should accept what they have got, and then just urge the schools, the secondary schools, to take on students so that they don't end their story just like that of education, but they should be able to continue with their education, and maybe they can be able to improve. I have seen from experience, there are children who do not excel at PLE level. And when they get to secondary school, you see them improving. Because sometimes growth academically comes with age. You find that somebody at primary level is not able to receive and understand the content that is given to him. But as they grow, as they gain age, you find them being able to perceive and understand what is taught to them, and then they improve their academic performance. So even those ones who have not been able to get first grades and distinctions should be taken on in secondary schools, and then they can work hard so that they can be able to experience education at secondary. And you never know, you may find that those who passed with Division 3, or those who didn't achieve the super grades are going to become the super graders in secondary school.
Right. Ma'am Nakabugo, what do you advise parents? How best can they help students at every level of passing, especially those who are ungraded, who come off as being judged?
So I think I'll talk about two categories of children or learners or school leavers. So you have those who have passed in grades Division 1 to 3. Division 1, of course, Division 1, that's where you get the aggregate 4 to 12, and then 13 to something, so to the grade 2, and then 3s. Those really qualify to go to secondary schools. If it was not this issue of schools, the very good, the high-ranking schools, taking only 4s or 5s or 6s, every child who has gone up to grade Division 3, they really qualify well to enter a secondary school. So the parents of those children in Division 1 to grade 3, they should prepare well for secondary education, because that is the natural transition, unless a child chooses to say that, I want to skill, because there's also the skilling option, the mechanics, the hairdressing, and so on. If the child doesn't opt for that, secondary education is very critical. And the parents of those children, I mean, depending on the circumstances, let us not chew what we can't swallow. So there's this pressure of saying, Mr. Senablia's child is going to Nabingo, she's going to this very good private school, I also should send my child there. I'm telling you, every school has the potential to teach your child well. Every time, sometimes when maybe people have seen me on TV, they can ask, what school did you go to? They think I'll tell them Nabisunsa or Gayaza.
Because you really come off as very confident.
I don't know. So, and my school probably has no name. What makes it popular is near the equator, Nkosi, St. Mary's, SS. Maybe you have never heard of it, but every school has the potential to nurture and make children what they ought to be. So the parents should also judge. Don't put so much on your pressure. You sell your land. Of course, if you can sell it, take them to a good school. It's a huge investment. But if you can't afford, then don't put pressure on your neighbors, on your relatives. Take them to a school and make the schools accountable that they are teaching your children. The second category that I want to talk about are the ungraded, but I also would love to talk about the Division 4s. They qualify to join secondary school, but if you look at the difference between Division 4 and the ungraded, it's kind of small. It's very slim. Maybe they have a pass 7 somewhere. They have 8 somewhere. The performance is really, maybe something happened. If they get a good secondary school, as my colleague said here, sometimes they perform well, but where the challenge was that they didn't acquire some competences. Maybe they didn't understand how to read, to comprehend. Even they go to secondary school, the parents should put some measures of some kind of remedy, some kind of support, because they are really not really yet there. But now let me talk about the ungraded. It's not the end of the world. First of all, if the parents see that maybe the child fell sick, or the child says, I really misfired, I didn't understand those questions, they can make them repeat. They can repeat. 1 year is not bad. And then they work on those weaknesses that they think were there, that have stopped the children from getting grades that qualify them to go to secondary. Those who maybe they have some learning challenges and so on, skilling is very important. They can go for the skilling option. They can go to a vocational school. I don't want to say that vocational school is only for the failures, because the biggest challenge in Uganda, by the way, that I see, there's no unemployment in Uganda. The jobs are there, but the young people don't know which courses to do. If in my community, if I need a plumber, the plumber that I get comes like 15 kilometers away from my community, because in my community there's no plumber. If I want an electrician, there's one person, and he'll keep telling you that I'm coming tomorrow. It takes a week because he's busy. So I think there are so many skills that we are lacking. Hairdressers, I have to drive kilometers to go to a hairdresser who does well for me, because maybe in the community where I live, they're not there. So, or they are few and they're highly subscribed. So the skilling is very, very important. And those are the skills actually that we are lacking. We have so many degrees graduates. The jobs are not there. Yet the skills that we want, the plumbers, the technicians, the carpenters, they're actually not there. So if the child is ungraded and they are not willing to repeat, or if a parent decides that if they repeat, even if they repeat 10 times, honestly, it won't happen. Maybe they have repeated already 3 times. Ask them the kind of things that they want to do. You can even observe. When we have children, or you live with children, you see somebody who is always there talking, manipulating technical things, or they are braiding, using even fibers. So we can always detect the kind of things that children are good at and support them. I'm telling you, there are millionaires in the community who are thriving because of the skills that they have and they're offering.
That we're having a conversation on PLE results, really, that are to be released today. But what expectations should be at the forefront for teachers, schools, parents, and students at that? 07096025592 is the WhatsApp number that you should engage and be part of the conversation. Hi, this is Clement already from Tororo. But currently in Mbarara City, I think we shall have better results in this year than the previous one. Thank you so much already for being on the show. And yeah, Kadimala, you say hi. I noticed you're still typing, waiting for your response. And of course, the conversation is also starting to roll its carpet out for us. Now, let's look at teachers. And I think I'll get this from you, Senavlia, as we start to roll this carpet out. What advice do you have for those who are in the teaching practice?
Thank you very much. The colleagues who are in the teaching fraternity, they must do their work. They should do their work. The reason why they are there is to impart knowledge. So when they don't do it, then they make these children lose what they are supposed to give, or to get rather. Then they should also be able to change their methods of teaching to match well with the kind of assessment we see today. They should teach children to understand the concepts, not to teach them so that they can be able to recall knowledge only, but they should teach these learners so that they can be able to apply that knowledge, so that they can live the knowledge they have acquired in school. And I could also advise my colleagues in the teaching fraternity to look at the PLE results as a measure of their ability, or the ability of their schools, so that they can be able to put in place what they feel can improve their performance as a school, and not only at P7 level, but right up from the primary one class. Because the grades are not made in P7 alone.
Yeah.
They're made right from the P1,
Right.
from the start of the session, the cycle,
Right.
as my colleague called it. So we should have the teachers knowing what is expected of them, impart it to the learners, stop discriminating learners. Those teachers who discriminate learners, they want to go with those ones who are fast achievers, and they leave out the slow ones. And that's why we get the differences maybe in performance. They should take on everybody and find time to help out these slow learners so that they can be able to catch up with the rest of the classes. And by doing this, perhaps we are going to improve on the grades that we get at peer A level.
On the screen, what you've been seeing is a picture of a teacher and a pupil, a very beautiful pupil at school from Kampala City Grammar. And in just a minute, would you just tell us a bit more about Kampala City Grammar?
Kampala City Grammar is a new school in Mutundwe. We started in 2023. It's a super school, I would say. We have all the infrastructure that is expected a school to have, and we are taking on all the children that come to us. We assess them and replace them in the places where they can be able to get what they're supposed to get. We have transport for the learners that are living at home within the vicinity of the school who are not able to come to school walking or running to school. We have the vans that collect them, but we also have a boarding section. We have a boarding section where the children can be kept and given good meals. They're well looked after. We have matrons who are talked to, and I think we have trained them to be good mothers, to take good care of these children. We have well-qualified teachers. We have the facilities. We have space of the classrooms. We have play materials. We have a playground, which we are developing into a sports arena so that the children's abilities and talents can be harnessed, and we encourage them to have these talents developed.
Right.
So this is the school for a child who should come to a school of quality.
Surely, indeed. And as a parent, you've got your memo right there. Now, in just a minute, Ma'am Nakabugo, what advice do you have for the Ministry of Education?
The Ministry of Education and other stakeholders, but for the Ministry of Education, first of all, I congratulate the Ministry upon a successful completion of this cycle and upon the release of exams at, I think they're releasing them at like 11 a.m. today. So congratulations upon that, and congratulations upon the recovery that we have witnessed. The 2-year closure because of COVID-19 was terrible. So that recovery we celebrate. But I encourage the Ministry of Education and government to invest more in primary schools. The foundations matter a lot. What we are seeing today in PLE, as Mr. Senabri has said it, was crafted in the early years. The foundation, P1, P2, P3. If children don't learn to read and count at that level, however much you do it, they are gone. So we need to invest more resources, the teachers. The problem, the challenge that we have in Uganda is that actually large classes are more dominating in lower grades. P1, you have hundreds, 200s in some schools. So if we could get teachers, the right class sizes, books in the hands of children, to ensure that by the time they finish primary 2, primary 3, they are competent readers. P7 would be a walkover.
Right, amazing, amazing. And indeed, the take home here is that the foundation really matters. That particular one closes it for our conversation. But Good Morning Uganda, the Friday edition, continues. So stay tuned. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Every Friday, 9 p.m., it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by.
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, you can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks, Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily or use the MyMTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Juko. Yo. What you check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better.
PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Tarehe Sita is celebrated in Uganda to commemorate the start of the National Resistance Army's liberation struggle on 6th February 1981, an attack on Kabamba Barracks, leading to the NRM's rise to power in 1986 and the formation of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. The day symbolizes the foundation of the People's Army, national unity, and the ongoing commitment to peace, security, and socio-economic transformation. On Friday, 6th February 2026, the 45th Tarehe Sita anniversary will be celebrated under the theme Defending the Gains of the Revolution and Honoring the Sacrifices of the Freedom Fighters, a call for national unity, peace, and socio-economic transformation. The celebrations will take place at the National Teachers College grounds in Kabale Municipality. The activities will be relayed live on UBC TV.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules, plant extract, scientific ratio, take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day, don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Genshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
I'd like to thank all our clients, our valued taxpayers, the people that we serve as we collect revenue for building our nation. I thank you very much for the questions you have sent through this program of Buza Commissioner. On behalf of URA, I would like to pledge that we are committed and we will continue to answer all the questions that you ask through this platform. The whole purpose for this program is to ensure that your pain points, your questions are efficiently responded to. So I would like to encourage all our taxpayers who have questions to ask to please utilize this program that we are running on UBC, that will be receiving your questions through the numbers that you've been given, and URA will be available to answer these questions every Monday and every Wednesday during the 8 o'clock news bulletin. And then on Sunday, after the news, we'll have a full response to all the questions that will have come in during the week. I thank UBC for supporting us in reaching our taxpayers, and I thank our taxpayers for responding positively to this program. Thank you very much.
Buza Kamiso now.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Every Friday, 9 p.m., it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by. You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the MyMTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Genshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
Tarehe Sita is celebrated in Uganda to commemorate the start of the National Resistance Army's liberation struggle on 6th February 1981, an attack on Kabamba Barracks, leading to the NRM's rise to power in 1986 and the formation of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. The day symbolizes the foundation of the People's Army, national unity, and the ongoing commitment to peace, security, and socio-economic transformation. On Friday, 6th February 2026, the 45th Tarehe Sita anniversary will be celebrated under the theme Defending the Gains of the Revolution and Honoring the Sacrifices of the Freedom Fighters, a call for national unity, peace, and socio-economic transformation. The celebrations will take place at the National Teachers College grounds in Kabale Municipality. The activities will be relayed live on UBC TV.
The Senior Citizens Grant under the Social Assistance Grants for Empowerment SAGE program is Uganda's social protection flagship program, providing regular, predictable, and reliable direct income support to older persons. Since inception in 2010, the SAGE program has positively impacted beneficiaries' livelihoods, contributing to the overall national socio-economic transformation. The government of Uganda has continued to fulfill its commitment to the expansion and sustainability of the SAGE program, ensuring income security, dignity, and improved basic standard of living for older persons in all local governments across the country.
Grace Hospital Nawogo, Kasale Village, Gombolola, Magada, Munamutumba. Chairman w'ekyalo ye yambuulira nti bagenda okubawa ensimbi ez'abakadde. Omanyi olw'obukadde bwange sijjukira ddi lwe natandika naye ebbanga liwezeeko nga nzifuna kumpi emirundi ng'ena, guno gwakuna. Mbadde neebalamu embuzi 2 naye olwaleero wano wenjogerera ziri 4 kubanga olwaleero emu gye nasooka okugula ezadde 2 yinza okufunamu ente. Naali agadde ku nnyumba yange okwongerako akasenge. Njagala okwebaza Museveni emirundi mingiko. Kale olwaleero nno nina embuzi 4 okuva mu ssente Museveni zampa. Kulya ndya ninywa sibulwa sukaali n'amajaani n'amata. Amata ga buli lunaku ngafuna wano gama 2 ekyeggulo bwe ntyo.
This is a message from Expanding Social Protection, ESP, implementing the program under the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. ESP, better life chances for all. The Senior Citizens Grant under the Social Assistance Grants for Empowerment, SAGE program, is Uganda's social protection flagship program, providing regular, predictable, and reliable direct income support to older persons. Since inception in 2010, the SAGE program has positively impacted beneficiaries' livelihoods, contributing to the overall national socio-economic transformation. The government of Uganda has continued to fulfill its commitment to the expansion and sustainability of the SAGE program, ensuring income security, dignity, and improved basic standard of living for older persons in all local governments across the country.
Kigosi Agustino, 86. Sente kyenzikozeemu nayingiza amasannyalaze, firiji nenjigula. Kale kasente n'akalala akasigalawo nemba nga kakola ku bulamu bwange. Siŋŋaanibwa nina omulimu guno nga nine ne munnange bwe twali munnaye n'anfaako, kakati nensigala nzekka. Oluvannyuma nenfuna abaana bange abo ne bajja okunzijanjaba, bampe ku ssente ezo nzijanjabe nkole ne ka bizinesi.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Yatazanule katerwa kananga nakanda nalutahunga lutakangwa nutahunga nti nimushanga UBC ninganirira balebi bayo yakazigate nakamukairanga haye irugumira barasi rwandekezo bwenge ngaruta mbyame kiburamu nibaguru nachondera hondera kandi izoba ndirenga nibwo nacu bitakirigambwa yanga mutere icumugenda bakakunda bakanyeta rubwoba. nkura kabondera anyende kabondera imanzi yembeba hachitanyoya koywa nepungumari kashangwa mukanyasi izuba ryasa ndiyo niza kushoma ekanyanura yantwara n'ebinyasi mwe barungi mwe kanagisa beibuli mwe na zaburi nagenda n'intaka ntobucyo bwanyita kandi nafa ntarage ecyankirize kwayikwa mu mwanya eriyo nezerera nero dekiti ngo shitamendiremu zirete bungu mugenzi ija kujibuza toye buyeki nari yajibarira eti nakabeba kake nikakabondera ejetini tukarya hamwe ubuzi burire zitandika kurwa ubunize mbwanira eyabire nyagwire kuyashashire ari kuzakabondera mwana nkarwa mu mwanya nintere nduru yange naza kufa ubwo umushara amusiga ryo mwari takazeire nakama yatatonere ecyankirize kagwa mu ntabire entabire y'ebicu ihi na UBC tindahutire konkanya kakira kanje kakawutara kinakozire nkacwe bikoni omu miti yawo nashococerawo kumpi komuka nshango mucyara ntegereza nibamweta seforoza maguru g'emitumba mikono y'obugwigwe mugongo gwa basi tibucena nkati muhangwa ringanire nkesimoya nimukakabondera ebyakurateyireho mbyaba nimbi bagambira waiwe.
Wow, 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 wow. It's really amazing and interesting. Good morning, Uganda. This is the special Friday edition. I tell you, I always add the word special because of such performances that we always bring to you here on Good Morning Uganda on Fridays. My name is Joan N. Murunji, and in case you are just joining us, this is UBC. We are always inspiring you. And I'm here chilling with one Elvis Muhumuza. I think when some of you first heard this song, you're like, oh, maybe it is a guitar. Oh, maybe it is a xylophone. None of that. You are wrong because though the sound is between the guitar and the piano, so maybe it's an acoustic one. Is it a bass guitar? None. And of course, it is a zither. Yes, this is an instrument, a musical instrument that is called a zither. As you have seen, it is made up of so many strings attached to a wooden box. And originally, it started from Europe, and it had over 30 to 40, even 50 strings. But the modern zither that he is playing right now, that he has just played for you, is having about 5 to 6 strings that are fretted for a modern feel. That is apparently being used on concerts because most of you are like, oh, the 50 strings. How long does it even take to assemble this? But of course, we are going to be having this conversation with him for quite some time. So remain watching UBC because we are yet to dive into this that is completely interesting. Personally, I love the sound, the bit of folk aspect in his music. But first of all, good morning to you, Mr. Muhumuza Elvis.
Good morning, Mulunji.
How are you?
Very fine.
I can see you're fine.
Yes.
Where are you coming from?
I am a Muchiga.
Okay.
And my home village is Kasherejenyi, Ahabuzaniro Wachirwa. And I want to greet my people over there about Kasherejenyi, Mulire Kurunji. Good morning, UBC viewers.
Okay. I'm inquisitive. I'm curious to know. what prompted you to start, of all instruments that, because it is known, it's one of the instruments that are really underappreciated, especially in African countries. So you left the xylophone, the famous, the flute, you left the drums and this other famous keyboard or the piano, the adungus, you left them aside, and you decided to go for the zither. Why?
Thank you so much. Like I said, I am a Muchiga. Elvis Muhumza Bakesigachi are my names. And I am so glad to have been hosted here in January. January is the month which my father actually joined the Lord. It was January 21st, 2010. So I think he marks 15 years today, this month. So he inspired me to play this instrument called enanga. He is the late Herbert Bakesigachi. Many called him Kabwondera, and that is the song I began with. That song, he's the author, he's the composer, and they called him Kabwondera. And because I am the son, many people decided to call me Kabwondera, just like my father. So my father played this instrument. He was very good at it. And when I heard him, I actually used to hear his songs on UBC radio when I was a very small kid. And they always told me, that one singing is actually your dad. And I'm so proud of that. Yeah. And then I always used my mouth to play his song. I could sing and using my mouth to play the instrument. Until one day I visited one old man in my village, and I actually saw that instrument that my father plays, and I thought to myself. And then after some time when I was a kid, I began even going to events. And that is where my father heard. From Kampala here, I was in the village. They told him, your small boy is actually entertaining people on functions.
Oh, really? Just a second. Does the zither relate with that is on the screen there? Is it almost the same instrument, or this one is a different one?
This one is actually too English.
Okay.
But this is African.
That is African.
It consists of 6 strings, and musically it is tuned on a pentatonic scale.
What is that? For my viewers out there.
A pentatonic scale is that scale that has incomplete tones. It does not have do up to
do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
It misses a few keys.
Even makes it harder to play the fact that it misses some keys.
So that's why it is tuned on a pentatonic scale. Any musician out there, when he hears of the pentatonic scales, then it means that some keys are missing. So, you know, originally, Bachiga, some of us originated from various parts of Africa.
True.
And for me, it is believed that we originate, I'm a Murihira, a Karobwa. So we originated from Rwanda, and that is how those people that shifted from that side of Rwanda brought this instrument, come along with it, and it is actually in Chigezi. That is why even Rwandese play this instrument. They have it and they love it so much.
So Elvis, who taught your dad how to play the zither?
I am not very sure, but he had an uncle. He had an uncle called Ndakabwine. That gentleman was very good, and according to how my father always talked about him, I think he might have been the one responsible for his passion to the instrument, because he was very, very good at playing it, and it seems he motivated him. That is how, that's what I think.
Okay, so you said you self-taught yourself the zither.
Sure, I taught myself. I was just directed a bit.
How is it even possible? Because when some of the chords are missing, it is because if it was a complete one, it's okay, after do, re, mi, there is so far that is coming next.
Yes.
But an instrument with some chords missing and with more than 3 strings sounds a bit difficult.
Yeah.
How did you manage to do this?
First of all, it is a very difficult instrument. We are 9 children, but I am the only person that can play it.
Did the others try to learn?
The others tried and they failed. But me, I just, you know, maybe it was in blood. I just I got my instrument just at a very small age, and I tried to look for the tune that I always had on the radio, and I picked it. And at one time, when I was just growing a bit older, my father passed by home. He was going somewhere in Rwanda, but he said, let me pass home. Then when he met me, he saw me with it and said, by the way, they tell me you are entertaining people. Pray, let me see. And I tried to pray for him. And then he says, oh, next time do it like this. Just once.
Okay, we're with Elvis Muhumuza, who is a musician, a songwriter, and of course an instrumentalist. This zither is famously in Uganda known and widely used in the areas of Kanungo, Rukonjiri. Have I left out most of them? There is also Kabale, exactly,
Rwanda,
all those areas.
Chisoro.
It is famous there.
Yeah.
Even Chisoro.
Yeah, even in Rwanda, like I said, Rwandese love the instrument. They play it.
So why don't you people also make it a favorite in the West Nile, Northern region, and also the Central? Because it is really an interesting instrument, and the sound that it produces is just marvelous to listen to. But you can send us your comments on a WhatsApp number, which is 0709 602592. You can send in your opinions. I appreciate it. You want to know about it? Just use that number on your screen, and of course we shall have to air out your opinions, but do not call, just or send a voice note. I will not be able to play it on air, but just send a WhatsApp text message. So when did you begin playing the instrument, Elvis, and when did you come to realize that I've now mastered the art of having all the chords in place without even interfering with the keys of a certain song?
I was too little. I can say I was about 5 years.
Stop, Elvis, 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
And realize you can put everything in place?
Yes, 5 years.
Wait, Elvis.
Really
no, wait. How long does it take to assemble that zither with so many strings?
By that little age, I could not assemble it because it really needs a bit of energy, because it has actually, the strings are 6 when you count them, but it's actually one string that rotates around the instrument. So to have different keys on only one string is quite hard. So by that time I could not tune it myself, but I was as little as 5.
So how long does it take for you, in case you're going to perform, to make sure it is all sorted and stringed perfectly?
Oh, now it is just, you know, just the few minutes you use to, the few seconds you use to ask the question could almost be the same time I used to tune it now.
Okay. So when did you begin practicing? Because at 5 you had started getting the momentum.
Yeah.
When did you begin practicing that?
The serious practicing came very seriously. It came in 2006 when I joined Bubale Senior Secondary School in Senior 1. Okay. So that is where I met one music teacher, and I just began joining. I joined the MDD, and then the music teacher, you know, motivated me to practice it more and more and more. And he even had a culture entertainment group. I continued moving around with him in events like that. So, and then he encourages me to even go to the assembly, the school assembly, to pray it for the students, and they could actually give me some little cash, 100, 200.
And you even got
shillings.
motivated further. Okay, a commenter coming in. Good morning, Elvis Mohumuza. Uragamba Chimwana. I'm happy to see you promoting Chichiga culture. Kwesi Gabarije Omunyabutumbi Kashushu from Butumbi, now King Kizi. Thank you for watching. And of course, you can still send in more of your comments on 0709 602592. That is the WhatsApp number. You can send a WhatsApp text message. And of course, I will have to read all your comments. And so before I even go any further, after realizing that you could now play,
yes,
wasn't it a bit hard for you to incorporate singing and having to pull the strings together to come up with a uniform, interesting sound? Because for such a very complicated instrument, and the fact that we do not have, from the research I've made, we do not have so many schools that train playing the zither.
I was so challenged, definitely, because being so young, of your question even, being so young, my mother didn't support me to play it. Because
yet the husband was playing it.
Because I was so obsessed by it, and every time he hears the sound, maybe he wants me to do some little work for her, and then she's like, oh no, leave it. You know, but I insisted, and you know what? Part of the money I give my mother almost on a daily basis comes from it.
Really?
She never knew that.
Interesting. Yeah, we're having a one-on-one with Elvis Mohumuza with quite a very complicated but interesting instrument called the zither. Of course, we are going to dive into some music, 1, 2, 3 songs in that week. For you who has just joined the show, you can get to know that you can have the feel of what sound a zither produces. And of course, do not be misled. It has a thin line between the sound of a guitar and a piano. So let's have some performance from Elvis Mohumuza.
Oh.
Yeah. But is it not so heavy?
It is so light.
Okay.
It's
not
I
really
don't
heavy.
think it can even weigh half a kilogram.
Half a kilogram. So what are we beginning with? Which song?
I can now pray. You see, we are now jazzing.
Yes.
And we call it okuganira.
Okay.
So I can just play ninganira. Yareba ntinire kubigamba ninganira nimwe. Aye ninganira nimwe. Yansibire kunu wabo ninganira. Echirunji nantebirwe weitu ninganira nimwe. Oweitu nikabale ninganira nimwe. Akamuchuma ndinga yegwe ninganira iwe ninganira aye ninganira nimwe. Iyanjire kweroha ninganira nimwe. Enyanja yachweko mushenyi ninganira nimwe. Iyenjire kwehanika ninganira nimwe. Yakati kaburwa mataji ninganira nimwe. Nagaruka nanka ninganira nimwe. Nagaruka nataye ninganira nimwe. Emigo yechwechire ninganira nimwe. Rukoba wa yaro yarare ninganira nimwe. Chinyagiro nanye na yarara yegwe ninganira iwe ninganira aye ninganira. Yareba nsibire chitumba ninganira. Yareba nsibire chitumba. Echarubenje huliro mwankoko ya nyundo ninganira. Yareba muzeire tamugaya yaninganira mawe yandeba ramwenya ninganira nimwe. Nanka mawe ninganira. Nyowe nkazinira kabare ninganira. akachuchu kataha makanga nganira nankamawe nganira akabira katahingwa nganira rukoba kezire ncherere nganira wayaro yarare nganira karobwa nanye nayarara nankamawe nganira nankamawe nganira yantinire kubigamba nganira yanguntaruga wonkatetemba nganira nankamawe nganira nankatata nganira kanderere naruha nderere naru kanderere naruha nderere naru aye aro.
You know, I was watching you play.
Yes.
And because we see most of the instrumentalists, for example, maybe the guitarists, xylophonists, as they are playing, normally their eyes are closed. So for you, what do you prefer, looking at the audience you are playing for or closing your eyes to get the feel?
Speaking, I prefer opening my eyes to the audience. I want to see them.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't, first of all, need to look at the instrument.
You know where everything is located.
You know where every string is. So I love it when I look at the audience.
Okay, quite a number of comments coming in. I think let me just get through some of them. And of course, this one says, good morning, fellow countrymen and women. I'm Bengson Matanda from Tororo, Malabar. I'm so happy to hear from Elvis. I just wanted him to tell us what has he put in place to see that he helps other people to learn that instrument, and what can he tell us to inspire us to learn the instrument. Thank you. That is Bengson. And of course, another one coming in. Is he the one that sang Kabondera song? I'm Victor from Isinjiro Kashomba. I think let's first answer those.
Let me first from that one from Isinjiro.
And that is from Isinjiro.
Yeah.
That is, he says he's Victor.
Victor, thank you so much for the question. Like I said when we were beginning, I am not the one that sang Kabondera. Kabondera is actually my father, Herbert Bakesigachi. I am called Kabondera just because I am the son, because I do exactly what he used to do before he joined the Lord. Okay. Even before he did, even after he joined the Lord, I used to do exactly what he did. So Kabondera is my father. So I have answered that one.
Okay.
And then there is that one
Bengson Matanda. He says he wants you to tell them what have you put in place so that you help other people learn the instrument.
I thank him so much for that question. Now, I have dedicated all my time in cultural entertainment.
Okay.
I even have a cultural entertainment group.
Where is
in
that?
Kampala here called Kanyonza Culture Troupe. Kanyonza Culture Troupe is just supposed to is dedicated in hunting talents and developing them and help them acquire the education and survive. So I have a lot of boys and girls, and we train them music, cultural music, and dancing. So we are here in Kampala.
Where is the exact location?
We are along Gayaza Road. That is where we base, going in different parts of the country to entertain. So I train music and dance. Then particularly this, I think that's how he asked the question. I really try, and I have tried to teach all the young and the old who are interested to learn the instrument. For instance, there is one friend of mine, He's a justice, I think now retired. Justice Molangira. At one time he had that court vacation, and I had some couple of weeks with him, teaching him, because he loves it so much. And so that's how I do it to other young ones who are so interested. And it should not die, because if I didn't learn it, my father would have gone
the legacy
with
would still
it,
be living on.
but now it's okay. So I want to pass. I am interested in passing it to other young and old ones.
Okay, good morning, Uganda. Thank you, UBC, for always giving culture and authenticity a chance. Elvis is one of those making us so proud with his Nanga. We miss his father, Kabondera Charles Obina.
Oh.
He says that. And of course, hello, UBC. I'm glad to see Mr. Elvis on UBC. We Bachiga are proud of him. Shanice here. I think you know Shanice. Why am I getting such a feeling that you know Shanice? Because he says, she says she misses you. But anyway, those are jokes. Good morning. Alex, watching live from Koboko. Great work, Elvis. What is needed for me to become like you? Alex wants to know. I think he's inspired.
Yeah, Alex just needs to just raise his commitment to cultural music and dancing. Just raise your commitment levels.
Elvis,
then
commitment. What about the passion? Doesn't the instrument frustrate me while learning?
Definitely. Passion is another. Passion is developed. You can decide to say, my love is now directed to such a thing. And then you give it your time, and then you can't live without it. For example, in my house, I sleep with it. Even if I have some work in the studio and I accidentally forget it there, really sleep can be a big problem, because I get happy when I look at it hang in my sitting room.
Okay, let's get into some music. I told you that this is the Friday special edition. I want to do less of talking so that we enjoy performances from Elvis Mohomza. So I want you to play us like about 2 songs. So can you name them for me? Any song that can calm your...
You see, this instrument, the Bachiga used it for entertainment, and then it's just for, you know, for conveying different messages.
Okay.
Yeah, for example, I can be, just for the purposes of the show, I can be interested in you.
Okay.
And then I have to sing for you.
Just for purposes of the show. I like the disclaimer.
Yes, I can sing for you.
Okay.
To be able to allow me into your life. So, you
and
know,
you do what?
And we, you know. So,
okay, let's just have 2 songs. And then later on you'll tell me about it.
Yewe murunji, murunji, onyugurire, onyugurire. Jawani we, onyugurire, lekantaye muju yawe, onyugurire. Kunda baje, ningusira, onyugurire, debembeho yanyita. Yewe murunji, murunji, ahotaye, nanyetindiho, onyugurire, mpike hihi niwe, onyugurire, tindakuteganise, murunji.
Elvis, I want 2 songs because the sound is so interesting. Another song.
So
but the choice of words you've used, why are you tempting me? You can't tell me you're feeling cold and, you know, I need... Elvis, let me just put that aside. Let me have
so now there is the...
Wow. But wait, you know, you just, you're so free with it, you just... I'm just ambushing you, play me another song. And you know where the keys are located, which string to pull, and it's so amazing and beautiful. Okay.
barungi mwe barungi mwe barungi mwe ye barungi mwe barungi mwe barungi mwe barungi mwe enkunzi za UBC barungi mwe mwe bare kutukunda barungi mwe barungi mwe mwe bare kutukunda barungi mwe ye UBC kunira bajenyu bare kunira ye kunira bajenyu bare kache mawe ne kamara meiru kunira bajenyu bare ne ntondo buzare aha UBC kunira bajenyu bare weita buzaniro bwaciye rwaca macumu kunira bajenyu kunira bajenye we kunira yawe jondariro rwa katano rwa mukagansi bene iwe sandeze kushoma mawe jonda nankakoligwa lyagwa UBC jonda inankakoligwa lyagwa mawe jonda nakawe bale kukunda abantu jonda we bale kukunda jezarwa mawe jondari iye nahurirana kukunda mawe jondari iyo rakugambe wo ndarwana jondari inankawe jondari rwa katano rwa mukagansi bene iwe sandeze kushoma mawe jondari rebe manzi zeizire mawe jondari rebe manzi zeizire mawe jondari iye ziri mu murungi mawe jondari iye ziri mu Davis ndikaitwa jondari hamwe no mu Nyakanungu ndekaitwa jondari nankawe jondari rwa gatano rwa mukagansi bene iwe sandeze kushoma mawe jondari iye nderere naruha kanderere naruha yewa kacherako ayobi maraka gayoma bana baruhamye aye
You know, you brought out the other side of me that actually even Godwin doesn't know about. But I enjoy music.
Yes.
I love music so much, especially good music. I can tell this is a good sound just from the first, from the production, about 5 seconds when the song begins. You know, you played that song and I imagined at a wedding or an event, a joyful event, as people are having dinner, having lunch, and you are playing in the background. Do you perform at weddings, any functions?
Yes, we perform at weddings, at parties, kwinjira, all sorts of celebrations. We really perform there.
Okay.
Yeah, we were in Justice Mlanjira's home last weekend. You had visitors there. He was performing a cultural event of Okwarura.
Okay.
When in culturally in Bachiga, when a lady goes for marriage, there is that particular event of Okwarura.
Okay.
Because Nava Yarami. So we were there, and we have other events ahead, other functions. Yeah, there's the cultural troupe, and then I'm the team leader. And even if I am at an event of the Northerners and the what, this instrument is the symbol of my cultural entertainment group, Kanyonza.
I hear it's a bit affordable.
Very
Okay.
affordable. Very affordable.
There are quite a number of comments are coming through, but of course you can use 0709602592. That is the WhatsApp number on which you can send your messages. But someone comes in here with a comment and he says, good morning, UBC. This is with Alex. Good morning, UBC. I'm Gilbert Masiko, watching you here, Kihoho, Kanungu. That is
Chihihi.
Chihihi, no, Kihoho. When I saw Kanonga and Chihihi, yeah, it's Chihihi. Thank you so much. Of course, this is, it is Suna Ben from Luchiga. Thank you for watching. And good morning, UBC Gerald from Arua. I really appreciate the talent. I would like to know whether he is currently training the young generation using the instrument. I think you answered that.
Sure, yes, I am doing that.
Maybe for purposes of emphasis, he could have just gotten onto the show. Good morning. Harrison, watching you all the way from West Nile.
Ooh.
So impressed with the instrument he is playing. My first time seeing such kind. I do appreciate your brother. Yeah, someone is giving you here your flowers all the way from Arua. And good morning, UBC. I'm Kelvin Langat here in Kampala, following live. My question is, how can I best learn that musical instrument?
Learning it is very simple, Mr. Kelvin. You just have to come to me. I charge you a little fees. Schedule some learning hours and you become a better or even a better player.
Okay. You know, they always say Bachiga straightforward. If it was someone else, I would say you come, you call me, you reach the office, we shall talk. But I like the way you put it up there.
No, we can talk here. We have talked here, so I let you.
You streamline everything. There is so you shouldn't forget the registration and the payment. Okay, and of course, some other comments are coming in. Good morning, Elvis and team inside. I guess he's talking about the production and technical team. I thank Almighty God that such people like you are still present and are able to play traditional instruments well. I request the administrator of UBC TV to give more time to such traditional instruments from different regions of Uganda to expose the rich culture of Uganda. Robin from Kitogu Municipality. Of course, if you're out there, you can come to the UBC offices. That is at Nile Avenue here in Kampala. And of course, we shall give you an opportunity to showcase your talent. Hi, Elvis. Are you the son of Kabondera? Tuterere Kabondera Imanzi Yembeba. And she says, I'm Moses Katulebe from Isinjiro.
Moses Katulebe, yes, I am the son of Kabondela, and that particular song is the one I played when we were beginning the show. Maybe you came in quite late.
Oh, okay. Hello, thanks for the show. Hello, thanks for the show. Oh, these ones are just appreciating. And someone comes in with a question. How much is that instrument in the market? Benjamin from Lira.
Oh, the instrument is really quite cheaper. It is about 70 to 100,000 shillings.
Okay. Are they in market or you have to make a pre-order and?
They are not in the market here in the Kampala, but in Chigezi, they are where you can actually get them from. Okay. And because Chigezi is not reachable for everyone, many come to me and they order through me, and I give them the instrument.
Okay. And then someone says, is he the one that sang Kabondera song? I'm Victor from, oh, that one already answered. And good morning, UBC, still Victor. How many songs is he having? Because majority of us, we know Kabondera.
The songs are very many. Like here I have played how many of them? A number.
A number of them, about 5, 6.
And they are still a number. They are really very many. I might even not count them. Because it's a free instrument, I can even compose a song there, here, and there, and it comes out. So.
Okay, there are quite so many comments coming in. I'm not understanding the real lyrics, but it's interesting. I love the vibe. This is Okello Norman from Dokolo. I'm not, okay, and then someone says, good morning, my fellow countrymen and women. I'm Douglas Egaro from Alebtong district, currently in Kampala. For sure, I admire the instrument more than anything, and it's my first time to see such an instrument. Wow, much congrats to Elvis Mohumuza. Keep on showing people your talent. Hello. I was asking if you can teach my kids on the weekend from Anna Basheba.
That's okay. We shall link up, Anna.
Okay. And this one says, morning, Des. I do really like that instrument. I'm here watching you in Chegegwa district.
Alinde B. Francis Kichwamba Wekomire. And a comment coming in. It is a wonderful morning from Bweyare, Chiriandongo. And good morning, UBC. I am Kainemba Bazi Grace, enjoying from Buyikwe District. Thanks for the show. We are going to have another performance from Elvis Mohomuza. You people have even taken up my time. I had a lot to ask him, but because of your comments that are just coming in, of course, we do appreciate the feedback, and we always thank you for watching UBC. So what is the other song you're going to perform?
This is a love song called Ijandebe.
Ijandebe. Do you mind if you remix for me this other song that you played at first? You said it is
Kabondera.
Kabondera. That one of our viewers must have come late to the show, just maybe even for about a few seconds.
This is Ijandebe. Azaruga yondebe mawe Ijandebe mawe ruga yondebe mawe Ijandebe murunji yenaba nindugo mukagoye akantambara ya mafunda nanka wabo nakuletera katamba sindo hamwe nenkando jwarole beche kurunji bebe ruga yondebe mawe Ijande mawe ruga yondebe mawe Ijandebe murunji irebo likukwanga yi nanye ni mwanga koko abagara bali kwango burunga ninkukunda mutima gwengoma ninkukunda mugufokira balingwa ninkukunda yewe rweza mino ninkukunda leba ninkwekundira Ijandebe mawe Ijande nankaruga yondebe mawe Ijandebe murungi lebo totwizi ni nabo tuli kosya tinchitwa njara ejo njara yakasheshe buli kwimuka leba ninjumo mukumbi chomwenya ndebe akashana katagate chotambura ndebe chibunu chechishabo rugayo ntoleho murungi wanje manye jojo teremwa mugobora kwayo aywe leba rugayo ndebe mawe Ijande nankarugayo ndebe mawe Ijande murungi wanje Ijandebe Ijande ndetere noji yanje zekacherere kandi abazigura mpurire nguhezire nchirere ndabire bwama bwankuba nkuleterezo nsonzi ishango bwaliceri zoba ninye ndagoye ninkukunda yewe rweza mino ninkukunda leba ninkwekundira Ijandebe mawe Ijandebe murungi rugayo ndebe mawe Ijandebe. Aywe abampulikize mushutame muruhuke mumpulikize mbagambire nyowo kunabona bwine yatatondere tata kabwondera mawa kabwondera shwenkura kabwondera nanyende kabwondera manzi yembeba hachitanyoya koywa nempungumare ekashangwa mukanyasi izuba rya sande ndiyo ninza kushoma ekanyanura yantwaro mwiguru yanagisa beiburi mwena zaburi agenda nintaka tobuce bwanyita kandi nafantarageye ecyankirize kwayiko mu mwanya eriyo nezerera nero ndekiti ngoshitame ndiremu zirete mpungu mugenzi gwayo ija kujibuza toye gwireki nari yajibarira eti nakabe bakace nikakagondera ejeti nitukarya hamwe zitandika kurwana ubwo nizingwanira eyabire nyagwire kuyashashire yarekuza akagondera mwana nkaruga mu mwanya nintere nduru inaza kufa ogwo mucyara we namusiga ryo mwari takazire nakana ecyanchirize
Elvis, I wish I had.
Ebyakurateyireho ndyaba nimbi bagambira.
Oh my God, that was nice. Hats off for you. What is your best song to perform?
I just love Kabondela so much.
Really?
Because Kabondela links me up with my father, even when he's not alive.
Okay.
I love it so much.
Do you have a company that can work with events to perform or to be hired?
Yes, I have Kanyonza Cultural Troupe. That's my company. It's a cultural entertainment group.
Okay.
And I move with it around Kampala and around and outside Kampala. The other month, last month I was in Kamwenje. We were, we traveled with my whole crew, with my whole team. Yeah, I really have a good team, Kanyonza Cultural Troupe.
Okay, and of course, as I'm winding up, there's some interesting comments here. Morning UBC, really loved that. I'm Ruiza from Abema. Of course, I know you people sending me comments as I'm winding up. You should always tune in before we start so that I get time to read all your comments. Good morning, Elvis and the presenter. I am very much excited. It is so amazing in northern Uganda. Also, we have a similar instrument called enanga. Francis Okomo from Gulu.
It's true.
It's very true. They also call it enanga. Good morning. A very lovely show with such amazing instrument this morning. The vibe has ignited smiles on my face. Thanks. I'm Daniel Odor from Apak. Okay, and this is, it's a wonderful morning from Bweyali, Chiriandongo. This is Lonnie William from Bweyali. I really appreciate that man for his talent, and may the Almighty God reward him.
Amen.
And someone says, good morning. So for the interest of time, allow me to enter away the comments, but save that number of 0709 602592. So that next time, you are an early bird. Yes, you can even take just a photo as it is on your screen so that you do not forget. So Elvis, before I let you go, if anyone wants to access you or your music, what are your social media handles, or where can they contact you?
Definitely me, I am this talented person, like they are saying. At times I have that weakness of social media, and everybody says, you man, but at least when you go to, is it TikTok?
Yes.
TikTok, there is Kanyonza Cultural Troupe, though with not so much content. We shall make sure we do that and have it bigger. And then there is Facebook, Kanyonza Event Services, and we are soon opening up our website. Then I really promise the viewers that I will really serve them through social media much better than before.
Okay, for someone else who may not be so conversant or familiar with social media like you yourself, you said, can you maybe give them a number to call on in case they want you to train them or any other business?
That is very nice. So I have two telephone numbers. One is Airtel, and that is 070 66 99 748.
Okay.
And then another MTN one is 0774 46 52 02. Contact me, dear viewers, in case you want my you want to acquire skills from us. In case you want cultural entertainment. By the way, we don't only entertain with this instrument. We also entertain in other cultures. We can entertain the Baksimba, the Chiganda culture. Can go up the Rarakaraka, the Agwara dance. the Tamina Yubugo of the Basoga, the Chitaguro of the Ankore, the Runyagentogolo of the Batolo and the Vanilla.
So your cultural group, Kanyonze cultural group, is diversified when it comes to cultural performances.
Very good. When it comes to cultural performances,
do you train in schools?
It's diverse.
Just train in schools, because schools normally have MDD, traditional folk dancing, and songs. You do?
I do, and actually higher school costumes.
You said Airtel is 07?
070 66 99 748.
And MTN?
0774 46 5202.
Okay, and TikTok, you said what name do you use?
Kanyonza Cultural Troupe.
Single N, not double N in the middle.
Not double N.
Kanyonza Cultural Troupe. Okay, again, Lira, names over here. What's the title of the song? It's nice. We must be talking about Kabonde, the last one.
The last one
you played. Of course, kindly describe the way music is danced and which attires people wear for the dance. Lubari Justin watching from Chiriando. Okay, you should have sent this comment earlier on. But allow me say bye-bye to Elvis Mohumuza. He has a lot of interesting music. Check him out. You know, you do not know. If you do not know your culture, then you don't have an identification. So please invest into culture music and familiarize yourself with a lot of culture stuff. There are always stories to tell that at times shape our future, or tell you about the history, or view yourself with that culture or as a country. So let's support Uganda, let's support culture music, the traditional dances and folk songs. And of course, let's support these people with event companies that deal in culture events. The same way you hire DJs to play urban music, the culture people are also out there. But I like the fact that most of the weddings that I've attended, you find there is an aspect of the culture, a bit of it, drums and everything. So you can say bye to the viewers, and then I'll see you when I see you again.
It's been so great. It's been a pleasure for me to be hosted here on UBC TV. And thank you so viewers for really passionately watching UBC. Okay. I saw the comments from the different corners of the country, and I'm so glad. Thank you, viewers. A blessed day.
And of course, we shall be coming back here on Monday with Chirabo Robert and Julie F. Nantaba, entire production team and technical team. You're doing a great job. Good morning once again. Have yourselves a blessed weekend.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Peak of the